Hi there, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. On my channel, you'll see lots of farmhouse home decor, some thrift store flips, trash to treasure, and some budget-friendly dollar store DIYs. I'm starting off with this little wood plaque that I picked up at the Dollar Tree in their Crafters Square section. I also have a pack of these cute little thankful napkins that came from Dollarama. I'm sure you can guess what I'm going to do with this. Yep, I'm going to Mod Podge it right on top of the square, and then I'm going to have a sweet little farmhouse sign that'll be perfect for my tiered trays. I'm going to apply a thin coat of matte Mod Podge just onto the interior square and then apply the napkin, press it down, and then give it another coat of Mod Podge on top. Next, I wanted to frame out the sign a little bit nicer. I did like the natural wood color, but I thought since it's Thanksgiving and fall, a nice deeper color would look better. So I have some burnt umber acrylic paint and some water, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stain all the way around. When you're using acrylic paint and water, it's really easy to be able to control the amount of stain that you're putting on. If you want it lighter, add some more water. If you want it darker, add some more paint. I think it turned out really cute. Next, I'm going to be working with these little white buckets. They're available at the Dollar Tree in the wedding section in a pack of 2. And I love these little mini buckets for tiered tray decor. They're just the perfect size. They're so adorable. The first thing I'm going to do is cut down a couple of little pieces of styrofoam and wedge those right into the buckets. Next, I'm going to use this Excelsior. It's aspen wood that's shaved into these long strands and they curl really nicely. I thought it looks like a little bit of straw or hay, so I'm going to be putting little clumps of this on each of the buckets. It was $3 on sale at Walmart. I'm just using some hot glue on the styrofoam, and then I'll very gently press the hay or straw or whatever you want to call it right down into the bucket. I found these cute little apples in my stash of Thanksgiving and harvest and fall stuff, so I'm just trimming off the stem on the largest one. I'm going to use some hot glue and make a little topiary out of them by gluing the little one on top of the big one. I've trimmed down a little piece of bamboo skewer, and I'm going to put some hot glue and just push that right down into the apple. This actually already had a hole, so it was really convenient. Once the glue dries, I'm just going to poke it right into my little bucket. I thought the apples would look cute with some little leaves sticking out, so I'm just trimming off a little bit of a larger leaf, and I'll just use hot glue to add the leaves on. If you've been watching my fall videos, you'll notice that I've been using these Dollar Tree cookie sheets for a lot of my projects. I had some little pieces left over, so I decided to cut down some little squares and make signs for my little buckets. Right here, I'm just folding in the edges because once you cut it, it's fairly sharp. You can cut yourself. I did actually slice my finger. It didn't bleed, but it was just like a paper cut at one point, so I always make sure to fold down all of the edges so not to hurt myself. Using a fine tip marker, I'm going to write the words "You Pick." Then I just cut another piece of skewer and I'm going to glue it onto the little sign and poke it in the bucket. For the second bucket, I'm going to use these little wheat pieces that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut down the stem into a few different lengths and then attach each of the wheat pieces onto the stem and stick them into the bucket. The wheat stems also have these little grasses, so I'm going to trim them down and add them into the bucket too. One more thing that I'm going to add to this little bucket is a tiny little pumpkin that came off of a garland that I grabbed at Michael's, I believe, for 40% off. It was all their fall items. Anyway, he's really sweet, and I'm just bending the little wire there, and then I'm just going to hot glue it on. I added another little sign with the Dollar Tree cookie sheets, and I think he's just adorable. This next craft is really super cute. I'm taking these Dollar Tree wood popsicle sticks and cutting them in half. What I'm going to do is use them for turkey feathers. So some will be in half, some will be a little bit longer, some will be shorter. I'm not going to be cutting off the rounded edge. This is a little piece of something. I really honestly don't know what this little round thing is. It came in a filler bag from Pier 1 Imports last year. There's a seed in it, so it's some kind of acorn or nut. I don't know. Anyway, absolutely beautiful. What I'm going to do is make that the body of my turkey, and then I'm going to add the popsicle sticks on the back just with hot glue and make those the turkey feathers. I'm going to continue adding sticks of different lengths. I'm also going to layer some of them and then just keep adding until I get the look I want. Here's the little turkey body. For the turkey's head and neck, I'm using a small bead first. Then I'm going to glue a large bead, and I'm going to then take a pip berry from this Dollar Tree garland and glue it on for his nose. I also made a couple of other turkeys, one with some feathers on the back, which were actually just little pieces of leaves that I cut. And this one is using a pear as a body, and I'm just taking some of a honey brown color and some water and making a stain and staining these popsicle sticks to make it look just a little bit different than the one that's natural. This last project I think is my favorite. The reason I picked up this Excelsior and this wood kind of stuff is because I was looking for raffia, but I couldn't find any anywhere. So I'm just got a square little styrofoam block, and I'm gluing some of this Excelsior onto it. I'm going to do all the sides this way. Now I'm taking a piece of twine and I'm going to tie it around the hay bale. I want this to kind of look like the hay bale's been wired together because that's usually what happens. But back in the day, I'm pretty sure they just used another piece of hay and just tied it up. So I'm going to put 2 of these on just to hold everything in place a little bit better. Using my scissors, I'm going to give this hay bale a little bit of a haircut. He's looking pretty raggedy, so I'm just going to trim off any of the pieces that are sticking out too far just to give him more of a square look. I've got 2 more of these little mini pumpkins that I'm going to glue right on top of the hay bale. And I'm also going to make a little tin sign for this hay bale, and I'm just going to put on pumpkin patch. I'm going to glue it onto a skewer just like I did for the 2 little buckets, and then stick it into the hay bale. Absolutely adorable. I just love this little guy. I really hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, I'd love for you to stick around a while. Hit the subscribe button. Those 2 black arrows will show you exactly where to click. I'd also love for you to like, comment, and share my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.